In the grand theatre of modern life, we are told a compelling story. It's a story of relentless forward momentum, a narrative whispered in the hum of our devices and shouted from digital billboards. We are taught to worship at the altar of the new, to believe that the arc of history bends inexorably towards a better, brighter, more efficient tomorrow. But what if this story, this obsession with development and innovation, has become a grand deception? What if it's a carefully constructed illusion, fueling a profound and gnawing dissatisfaction rather than any genuine, lasting improvement in the human condition? We've become so fixated on the speed of our journey that we've forgotten to ask about the destination. We are passengers on a bullet train to a future we never collectively agreed upon, mesmerized by the blur of progress outside our window. This relentless mindset of the next big thing has cultivated a pervasive and corrosive culture of disposability. It's a philosophy that extends far beyond our gadgets. We discard perfectly functional systems, not because they have failed, but simply because they are no longer new. This is the engine of planned obsolescence, a deliberate strategy that turns consumers into perpetual hunters, always chasing the latest model, the latest update, the latest trend. The phone that was a marvel of engineering 2 years ago is now deemed a relic. The software that ran seamlessly is now intentionally slowed, nudging us toward an upgrade we don't truly need. This cycle creates not just mountains of physical waste that poison our planet, but also a psychological wasteland. When everything is replaceable, everything is devalued. We learn to see the world not as something to be cared for and maintained, but as a collection of temporary objects to be consumed and discarded. This thinking inevitably seeps into how we view our skills, our communities, and even our relationships. Let us be clear, the fault does not lie with innovation itself. Human ingenuity has gifted us with wonders. Medical breakthroughs have doubled lifespans, vanquished diseases, and eased untold suffering. The tools of connection have allowed us to speak with loved ones across oceans and access the sum of human knowledge from our pockets. These are genuine, undeniable advancements that have enriched human life. The corruption begins when the motive shifts, when progress is pursued not for human benefit, but for perpetual profit. When an algorithm is designed not to connect us but to addict us, not to inform but to inflame. When a technology's success is measured in engagement minutes and ad revenue rather than in the well-being of its users. This is where progress becomes a hollow spectacle, a destructive force that isolates us while promising connection, that makes us feel inadequate while promising empowerment. It creates a world of dazzling surfaces with a decaying core, and so modern society has distorted the very idea of progress into an endless, frantic chase. It's a race with no finish line, a game where the rules are constantly changing to ensure we can never truly win. This perpetual pursuit breeds a deep-seated anxiety, a fear of being left behind, of becoming obsolete ourselves. We are told to optimize every moment, to monetize our hobbies, to build a personal brand, to relentlessly self-improve. But this constant pressure leaves no room for quiet contemplation, for boredom, for the unstructured, unhurried moments where genuine creativity and self-discovery are born. It fosters a profound detachment from our environment, from our communities, and ultimately from ourselves. We become spectators of our own lives, curating a digital performance of happiness while the capacity for real, unmediated joy withers. Perhaps it is time to redefine what it means to move forward. True progress may not lie in the relentless pursuit of novelty, but in the cultivation of depth. It should focus on deeper, more lasting forms of fulfillment and the weaving of stronger, more resilient communities. Imagine a progress measured not by processing power, but by the strength of our relationships. A progress measured not by economic growth at all costs, but by the health of our ecosystems and the well-being of our people. This kind of progress values mastery over fleeting trends, craftsmanship over mass production, and wisdom over raw information. It is the difference between collecting 1,000 acquaintances online and nurturing a handful of true friendships. It is the quiet satisfaction of repairing something broken instead of instantly replacing it. In this frantic rush toward the future, there is a profound and radical wisdom in slowing down. There is strength in pausing to ask critical questions. Does this new technology truly serve human needs, or does it create new anxieties? Does this innovation bring us closer together, or does it drive us further apart? To question the narrative of endless growth is not to be anti-progress. It is to be profoundly pro-human. It is an act of reclaiming our agency, of refusing to be swept along by a current of manufactured desire. It requires us to listen to the quieter voices, both around us and within us, the voices that speak of connection, purpose and belonging, values that are timeless and cannot be downloaded or upgraded. Ultimately, we must understand that true progress is not about a blind leap forward, constantly chasing the next new thing. It is a more thoughtful, deliberate process. It is about understanding what is truly of value, what is timeless, nourishing, and worth preserving. It is about building upon the sturdy foundations of human wisdom, not demolishing them to make way for the latest architectural fad. It is the work of tending to a garden, not constructing a machine. It requires patience, care, and a deep understanding of the soil from which we grow. We are moving faster than any generation in history. Our capacity for change is immense. But this incredible motion is meaningless without direction. The question we must have the courage to ask again and again is not can we, but should we? And above all, to what end?